Hey guys, welcome back. We're on the back nine now for the 2018 Beaver State Fling Round 2. Coverage brought to you by Innova Disc Golf. I'm Lisa Fajkus.
And I'm Madison Walker, and thank you guys for having us.
Got a great card again. Ready to go to the back nine. Just love this course. Can't wait to see these ladies throw.
Yeah, Catrina started off really hot in the front nine, so I can't wait to see what she does on the back.
Everyone's really close. Here we are on hole 10, 450, par 3. Kind of funnels near the basket. The tree line just kind of gets a little smaller. You want to get it nice and tucked in there on the wood chips.
Yeah, you kind of just want to put it out right in the middle before that gap. Not a lot of FPO can reach all the way to the basket, so it was...
Definitely not. 450, yeah. Nice open hyzer shot.
Looks like Catrina's trying to maybe work an Annie.
She
She might have just got a hold of it. There's not a lot to work with over there, but you can kind of squeak through.
Good distance.
You can see that rain really starting to come down.
She'll have a nice, like, shorter up shot, and yeah, it's definitely raining pretty hard at this point.
Vanessa's
really solid pull from Vanessa. She gets so much power.
She's going to be tucked a little bit to the left, but it's really still pretty doable.
She'll have a view, it looks like.
Nice little putter approach. You basically just want to stay out of those trees on the left and stay basically to the left of that big tree on the right. If you get to the right, it starts to close off your approach.
Valarie, just down the middle nicely.
Yeah, I think we're going to start seeing, when it starts raining like this and everything gets wet, you kind of just see people pull back a little bit, take some distance off, and just try to keep it in the middle. At least that's what smart golfers do. Not what I do.
Textbook again. Kind of count on that from Val.
So this green kind of slopes down behind. You can't quite tell right there, but it slopes down pretty sharply behind the basket. So you do, you kind of want to try to not approach the basket too hot.
And I think it's interesting to note here that Catrina does have a 5-stroke lead, 6 over Vanessa and Hokom. And we saw Paige had a tie, I think, for the lead coming from the second card. So just keep that in mind, that the second card is pretty close to the lead card as well as in the scores. And luckily that was on camera as well by Terry Miller. So you can find that footage.
Oh, I did not know that.
Round 2.
So it looks like about half the field got par and about half the field got a bogey or more. So this hole does play a little bit hard. It's the 4th most difficult hole on the course. No twos. We kind of established that, but yeah, it's a tough par 3. Val gets her par. Catrina takes the 4. Pretty acceptable on that hole.
Yeah, especially in the rain.
Yeah.
It's really tough out there.
This next hole, I think, it may not play as the hardest hole, but I think it is one of the hardest holes on the course.
Yeah, the drive is tricky with that big bushy tree hanging out there to the right.
And it's a really tight gap you have to hit right off the tee. So, like, pretty much if you get past that initial gap, you're excited.
Definitely.
Man, it doesn't even look that tight there, but it is so narrow.
Pretty good bounce back in the fairway there.
Yeah, it looks like Vanessa just down to a mid-range. Definitely the play is you want to get over that bush that she just bounced off of, because you want to try to get as far as you can around this tree so you have an open shot to the basket. Hokom's going to be totally okay with that shot. Val using the whole fairway.
Yeah, she had a nice angle on that disc. Plenty of power. Wow, what a great shot. Really good distance.
She almost has a jump.
It's nice to have an open look like that. Yeah. It's really top level. Catrina has the power too. She throws those hyzer flips really well.
And she's got the height too. If it gets over the tree, yep, that's
it does,
be awesome.
Man. That's
wow.
That's smashed.
Oh my god, that's a great drive. I don't think I've seen anyone put it that close before.
Yeah, that might be one of the best for sure.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Vanessa showing off her big hyzer skills.
Ooh.
And flies a little over the basket, it looked like.
Unless, I can't quite tell. It got knocked down a
She
little.
probably has a comeback there.
Hokom just having to scramble from the shul. And she makes it work.
And she's pretty good at those.
Wow, that was great.
Good
Cut
kick.
through all the trees.
Yep.
Bow with a little
textbook, solid.
Kind of little approach putt.
Right. Just lay it up.
Katrina, look at that jump.
She wants to get one back after the last hole, dropping that bogey. Gives it a soft run.
That is unbelievable.
What a good smash, yeah. To be that far.
For the first time in my life, I accidentally outdrove this hole and went almost to the tee pad of the next hole. Nice putt by Vanessa.
What? You did?
Yes.
That's a smash.
I know. It was totally by accident.
Whoa. Color glow strike?
No, it's actually a star strike.
Surprising. Okay. Very nice.
But yeah, so I didn't have a shot to the basket because it was too far, but that doesn't happen very often.
That's a smash, dude.
Whoopsie. Hokom taps in her Hokom taps in her par. Yeah, but if you put me on a wide open hole.
Dude, your distance has been growing. Like, it's awesome to see.
Look at that camera guy on the right.
Really got a big beard.
Really committing to the bush. And Catrina taps in her par. Man, that would have been a really sweet birdie. It's cool to see someone get that close in our field. There was no birdies on that hole for the FPO field in round 2.
Not a surprise, though.
Not at all.
433. This one is long and skinny.
It is long and skinny. It's surprisingly, even though there's not a lot of trees in the middle of the fairway, it's still pretty technical because you kind of have to shape your shot. Those the shul on the left-hand side kind of pokes out into the middle of the fairway, so you have to. It kind of forces you to throw either a flex or a hyzer. You can't really throw a straight flat shot without it hyzering off into those woods, and they are thick.
I feel like the second shot is the most important. I mean, the first shot is obviously very important, but the second shot needs to be on point. You got to really have some guts to go for the green since it's on the mound.
And where Hokom lands over on the right-hand side is pretty safe and gives you a nice approach.
Yeah.
But it's still tricky.
Yeah, you can spray him a little bit like on the drive, like I said, and just that second shot, be really pinpoint accurate. Give yourself a short putt.
Hyzer.
Yeah, the wide hyzer. That's the one. That's the route I like to go.
Move.
She lands right in the middle. Just really good placement skills.
I never thought about throwing that.
I like it a lot just for the control. Flipping one down the middle, that cat does, kind of turns it over. You kind of set yourself up for that turnover ability. But the hyzer is
pretty foolproof.
Foolproof. I mean, like the way I did it today or yesterday was round 2 actually was just hyzering too tight to the left. However, I was still able to get up and down, luckily.
So this basket is one of the few that is a tiny. Oof, looks like I might have slipped out early from Vanessa. There's still some space over there, but definitely going to be a tough putt.
Just focusing on the second shot. I mean, give yourself a look. There you go.
So this is one of the few, like I said, elevated baskets. I guess it's more of an elevated green than an elevated basket, but it is scary. There's rocks you can see going up in the mulch over there, and it can cause your disc to roll pretty easily on your approach.
Yeah, I'd say it's like a super fast green, and gravity works against you a little bit. As you saw, Katrina's shot kind of hyzer off to the left, so that putt is not a gimme. She's got a 40-footer uphill. And nothing much in her way but that tree. And she did have to maneuver through the tree, so that's really tough.
Yeah, the tree on the left and the big tree and fern on the right-hand side, both are bigger than they look on screen. If you're behind them, you don't really have a look at the basket. You're tucked.
Solid. Pars are great out here.
Yes, especially in the rain.
There you go. Good putt. Uphill.
Yeah, I'd be very happy with the 3 on this. This is the same as the last hole, about 50-50 on par bogey.
Yep. This one feels really good just to go 3-3 on these last 2 holes.
I think the locals have a nickname for those 2 holes.
Oh, yeah?
I don't remember what it is.
11, 12.
Yeah. It's something about exploding because they
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Hole 13, par 4, 700 feet. A little bit downhill, but wide open. And it funnels a little tighter near the basket. There's that tree line tucked in under the low-hanging branches. So just bomb on this.
Try to keep it in the middle. The only trouble is really on the left-hand side. If Hokom had turned her drive over, it's very deep, straight down to the river, very thick.
Yeah, I like how high Hokom threw her sidearm. Gets it a lot of space in the air for it to fly far. This is just like you have to commit to full power on these 2 shots. You don't want to compromise any distance. With it being a 700-foot par 4, you need as much as you can bite off on
the first and second. Yeah,
the first and second. You want to get a good placement here, like Madison said, in the middle, as much as possible, and then again, just rip as hard as you can. Don't fall into that tree trap on the left side of the fairway,
because it is a very gettable par 4, but you really do. It turns into a 5 really quick if you don't get max distance.
Yeah, for sure. You can show off your distance skills here on this hole, so I sometimes struggle.
This grass was very wet, very saturated with water. My shoes filled up.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean,
it's a lot tougher.
It didn't really let up too much this round. Once it started raining, I don't think it stopped.
The rest of the round definitely
did.
So that green is pretty nice and wide open. There's a little bit of a low ceiling that protects it, but for the most part, it's pretty friendly for the approach. It does kind of dip off behind the basket. There's a little I would call it a little gully back there if you go too far, but it's pretty friendly in there. You can approach pretty aggressively and not have to worry about anything bad happening. Oof. Hokom finds the only spot on the fairway you don't want to be.
Yeah, exactly. That's the rough right there in the middle of the fairway.
And that thing is thick.
Catrina, nice and wide.
Is this her second shot?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, she's got that distance.
Mm-hmm. That's a nice easy 4. Wow.
Yep. It's good to see her throwing nice and far again. Just consistently.
Hokom with a nice approach to the green. She'll have a tap in.
The jokery, so good with that disc. Routine upshot. Solid from Vanessa.
I love the red baskets out here. They're very...
Yeah, they pop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're different.
Oh, and it's really cool how they have kind of like a mountainy scene on them. Mm-hmm. I really like that.
Ooh. Man, she had a look at a birdie. So in the FPO field, there were no birdies. Par is good on this. Birdie is definitely an option.
That's so impressive to have a look at birdie here. I mean, just a long look at birdie, and just it feels good to just have a solid par here. This lady to clean it up.
Moving on to hole 14. This is one of the few elevated baskets on the course. There's only a couple. This one is very, very technical. Wow. I think this is also one of the more difficult holes on the course. There's a really tight gap off the tee, 2 really close trees, and then you have to kind of work an anti-flex shot around a big bushy tree and then the big bushy rough on the left-hand side and try to get down to the flat zone.
Such a unique hole. I really love this design here, going downhill on your tee shot, and if you get really unlucky, like just behind the basket, not too far is the river, but I've never seen anyone flirt with that really.
Hokom kind of saws it off a little bit to the right, but she gets through all the branches and she'll have an easy approach, or a wide open approach, not easy.
So there's kind of a couple of ways, obviously, to attack this hole: the backhand and the forehand. The backhand being you want it to just turn over. Valarie just gets hung up there, doesn't get enough turn on her disc.
But it looks like she kind of stayed on the edge, so she'll have a look. Vanessa throws a
really nice line
shot
there, wide enough to miss the tree line.
Maybe a little low, but that is where you want to be.
Open for her approach now. Yeah. Catrina, she's going to go big, I bet. Let's see. Oh, just low out the hand.
It's those two trees right in front of the tee pad are so scary.
They are, yeah. If you get tangled up early, you're...
Taking a 5, I know from experience.
Yeah, you're in trouble. Oh, man.
I know, it's been a brutal week.
Come on.
She'll have a look at a 3-putt. Those trees guarding the basket are really big, really wide. So there's a lot of spots that you don't want to land where you'll have to have like a super wide straddle putt. You want to land either in front of or behind the basket and not where Hokom
Man,
does.
tough roll away there.
Yeah.
She's going to have a tester for sure.
That is perfect.
Solid.
Yep. Nice shot, Vanessa.
Go, Vanessa. Speaking of solid,
yeah,
I mean, gosh,
Val
she
says-
keeps par and everything.
She says, "Hey, me too."
Making it look easy, kind of, yeah. For the comeback
That's
and
what Val
the
does.
par.
She kind of just sneaks in a really solid round.
Yeah.
Hokom wanted that real bad.
Yeah, that tree got in her way again, unfortunately. Too much
Oh, no.
there. She's got another comeback. I think she's... If she takes her time here, no problem.
Nope. There we go. Bogey save.
Yeah, that could have been worse.
It
So
could have
just
been
walk
way
away
worse.
with your bogey. That's a tough one.
So that's going to drop her back to even. First time she has not been under par.
Yeah, Kat's been letting a few go this round, uncharacteristic for her. Luckily, she had a big lead, so she's still sitting with a couple stroke advantage over Valarie. However, there's plenty of golf left, and just so many good players out here ready to do their thing.
And these last few holes are
Scoreable.
there's definitely scoreable and very technical. So there's a lot of room for error as well. That's I mean that's pretty much all of Milo.
Yeah,
Man,
this-
you can take a 5 on pretty much any hole.
Yeah.
and you can take a good score
Yeah.
on any hole. It's just,
Yeah, for sure.
there's
That's
not
so
a lot.
Milo.
There's not a lot of gimmies.
Yeah, we love it. I mean, it's fair golf. It's tight on the sides, but you get this beautiful fairway as we see here, mode. But this is the hyzer line. There's actually 2 lines to take on this par 3, hole 15.
I think that this is not the good line, the camera line that we just went on.
You don't like the hyzer.
No, actually everyone on my card threw the forehand line that you can see Val is using right
what?
now. Yep, every single person on my card. has
Okay,
it.
well, that's interesting.
Yep,
for sure.
We
I
call it the
haven't-
forehand line, but Val just threw a backhand down it,
I mean,
so that works
that's
too.
definitely the forehand line. I haven't really seen many backhands down that line. That's interesting.
Yeah, that was a first.
But again, Valarie knows what she's doing out here.
Yeah, she does. Wow, that
pretty
was
well.
such a great shot.
That got so much distance. I mean, she's wide open, almost for a long putt there.
It's a really challenging backhand shot, that line that Vanessa just took. You have to throw uphill, and also it's a low ceiling, and you also really want to work a skip, because if it lands flat, you don't get as much distance as you want.
It's so tight.
And she
Cat-
makes it work.
She's
I
gonna
can't
be
tell where she is.
hung up on the left, but not far enough to
Oh.
be obstructed. So
Yeah.
she's okay. It looks like
Maybe it is friendly that way.
ish.
Val, I think she put her backhand a little short, but
Wow, surprising, but big Anheuser. That's We'll
we
see
got an
what-
up close
we'll
view
see
of
where
that tree.
landed. I don't know. Well, she's actually in the circle. It looks like about circle edge. That's really impressive. Catrina, no problem, hits the pole.
Stop.
Routine. And yeah, that's the jump putt. That's legitimate and
Wow,
awesome run.
That is such a great drive on that
I know.
hole. That's
Super
unbelievable.
good. Keep it up. And then speaking of good drives, she's got a putt
I
here.
love that camera angle.
Fancy.
Looks like Hokom almost had a jump putt as well. That's
Okay, 38 feet for the par.
does she do it?
Oh, cashes
Yeah.
it in, man. She's
Wow.
like pouring everything lately, and that's
Look at her. She kind of almost smiles while she throws a putt.
she's got a little smirk, right?
Yeah, she does. The old Val Jenkins smirk. That was a great 3 save.
So good.
Vanessa with a solid 3. apparently this hole played the third most difficult on the course, or fourth most difficult. 52% of the field had a bogey or worse. That surprises me.
It does.
It's not a gimme 3, but
man, it's so tight and technical.
It is.
These ladies showed us how it's done, basically, getting pars and birdies.
Yeah, no big deal.
Hole 16, 250. So this is a nice little birdie opportunity. Hyzer's in right before that tree in the middle. And then the fat tree on the left side, you actually want to kind of, if you can, just slide, just short of it, but slide forward. Or if you can be long of it, Hyzer right past it. And
the Hyzer line's blocked really well. It's guarded really well by those three.
I'm always trying to go skinny tree to the fat tree, and Hyzer long. Let's see what Valarie can produce here.
Even though it's only 250 feet, it is really hard to get there. It is.
Wow. And it's hard to get there because of the angle. You want to Hyzer in, but then you want to carry forward.
Yep.
So that's the trick and the trouble there. But
Val makes it work.
Excuse me. Yeah, Valarie has a nice putt opportunity there.
Also,
inside the circle.
Even if you do get in.
Wow, that's a great forward skip. See, that forward skip is key. And whatever you can do, yeah.
Yeah, even if you do get past that first wall of trees, at least on my card, a lot of people were getting tangled or not having a putt because they were all caught behind trees.
For sure, yeah. Even a good shot gets caught behind trees, I feel like. I feel like I was closer, but I
like to see Hokom try in the backhand. She's busting it out as often as she should be, I think, and I like to see her really committing to it, even when maybe she could work a forehand here if she wanted to.
Good point, yeah. Don't shy away.
Yeah. There's only one way to get good at it, and it's to commit to it during your round. So she's doing that. Oh, dang, cut roll. She's gonna have she's still gonna have to throw an approach shot
just outside the circle. It looks like it's a tough one. Yeah, low ceiling and everything.
Lots of obstructed putts, usually.
That's what makes this birdie so rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
Valarie showing us another solid shot. Just
back
so
to back.
impressive for her to come out and just be so solid in these tournaments. It's good to see.
Yeah, I wasn't much on tour last year, but I feel like she was a little bit absent as well. So it's good to see her back in action.
Yeah, definitely.
Killing it.
Catrina, nice birdie. And another good drive.
Yeah.
Solid. Such a good tournament so far from Vanessa. I'm really proud of how she's playing.
Yeah.
Coming back off of injury, too. She's really been focusing on her game. And I talked to her, played with her first round, and she's really excited about her progression. I mean, she's had a couple, she said she was nervous coming back off of injury for her first few tournaments, and now she's kind of coming into her own. So that's really great to see.
Yeah, she's definitely feeling comfortable out there. She's trusting her game, trusting her drive.
I would say the hard work is paying off.
Yeah.
So hole 17, 381. Just a solid straight shot with low ceiling.
Yep. This one's hard to get to, but it's there if you've got a big booming straight drive.
Just like Valarie, nice and low.
Yep.
She likes to keep her lines. And
wow,
straight up the gut. Just a little turned over, but that's going to be low enough to miss the branches. So beautiful.
Yep. She'll be inside circle 2.
Yeah, like just outside circle 1 putt. So yeah, she can jump or she can just throw a little long putt at it. Vanessa's such a good, solid, booming power shot. I mean, just really good
might
distance.
Have wanted a little more on that, but it'll
came out early, but still, I mean, just
easy
long
break.
enough. Yeah. Yep.
This is This is my only good hole of the day, and
Really?
I got a 2 on it. Yep, 28 footer. I was very excited. Oh, Catrina with the roller. We love to see that.
Dude, that's a super good 2.
Jessica Weiss threw a roller on this hole as well. That was very impressive. It almost hit the basket and went past it. Yeah.
Jeez.
I like to see the ladies throwing
It's kind of a risk-reward shot, would you say?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
But I think it makes sense. Because this is kind of just out of a lot of our range.
It does. This hole kind of calls for it. The grass is good. And like you said, the distance and the openness.
And the low ceiling.
The low ceiling. It all kind of, like, those 3 or 4 things, they call for the shot. So if you have it, why not?
Exactly. And that'll be easy 3.
Solid approach from Hokom. And same with Val. Long look for 2, actually. Gave it a run. Katrina laying up.
Oh, there was only 1 2 on this hole for the day.
Paige?
Me.
Oh, you. Good job. Good job.
I'm sorry, I'll
you
stop. Vanessa's going to have a tap in for 3. Yep.
No, you don't have to. I like to hear the highlights.
There was only 1.
That's a great 2. Big
Yeah.
putt.
It felt really good.
And you were in the circle.
Mm-hmm.
Smashed. Cleaning
Hokom
up.
takes her par. You kind of expect on that hole for everyone to take pars. That a bogey would be kind of unfortunate. You'd have to have a pretty big error off the tee or on your approach to
Yeah,
take a
because
4
it's
on
mostly
that.
open. You're right. You can kind of spray the shot, but still have a clean approach.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the roller is friendly on this hole as
Yep,
well.
Totally.
I need to learn how to throw one.
I've been trying it. I mean, there's a lot of factors.
Are you good? Yeah.
No, I'm not good at it, but
can you
it's-
teach me? Hole 18, we have 509, par 3. Such a good 3 to get to finish your round. It
Yes.
kind of hooks up really hard to the right at the end. You see the short grass.
Yeah, you kind of want to, off the tee, if you can, you want to get as much distance as possible so you can maybe have a look at this basket that's tucked to the right.
Mhm.
And if you can't get that far, you really want to try to play it out to the left so you don't have to contend when you're trying to throw over those trees.
Exactly. You're opening up your angle when you finish off to the left. Like Valerie's going a little straight, but
She's got the distance, so she might be far enough.
yeah, for sure. It just cuts off her angle a tiny bit for her approach shot, but it makes it a little bit more tricky.
Yes, it does.
So
Vanessa with the classic one-eye lineup.
love it, man.
God, she's booming them. It's awesome to see. She's up on top of the hill. She's a little tucked to the right as well.
Yeah,
but,
another straight shot, but lots of distance.
And she'll. I think they'll be able to get up and down from there.
Oh, Katrina.
Yay!
She's got a good roller.
I love to watch it. And if this is far enough, this could be.
One of the best FPO rollers.
Oh yeah,
Easily.
I think the best, no doubt.
Yeah, we can say that for sure. Yeah.
And she looks like she has a look at a jump putt from the corner.
That's awesome.
Hokom probably wanted a little more height on that, but she'll be wide enough that she will be able to approach the basket
Yeah.
with no problem.
Yeah, I like that line. She kept it on their left side. Even though it was short, her angle's open. She's got that big flick. She loves to throw those extreme angles anyways.
She goes over the top of the bushes.
Well executed.
Yeah. A little farther than the basket, but inside the circle. Can't complain.
Big turnover shot from Val. She's really good at these. We saw her throw a couple already.
And this is such a weird shot to throw, the one that Val just made not look very hard. You're blind, completely blind from the basket, and you're kind of just ripping it into oblivion. You can't really tell what or how far you're throwing it.
That's a good point. You're just throwing in a mark, basically, and
Yeah.
trusting that the disc is going where you think, you're pretty sure where the basket is. And looks like they're in the circle for their putting.
I thought Katrina might have gotten far enough to have a look at a putt, but she's far enough to get an approach, and that's what matters.
Wow. Oh my gosh. No way.
That should have stuck.
That's a kind of a head scratcher. Good looking putt.
This is a par 3. Wow. To be honest, I would have guessed it was a 4.
I could have, yeah.
Nice
I
par
would be
from
okay
Hokom.
with it being a par 4 for the ladies. That
But
was
I feel like that was a birdie. Nice birdie, Hokom. But it was
because who's going to do this unless you're throwing a roller
Yeah.
and a
Even-
really long putt?
even Katrina's max
Not even a
distance
putt.
roller didn't even get close. So
That's a good point.
Yeah,
It's actually not a bad 4.
not a bad. Vanessa takes her par. Val with the unfortunate bogey, but I mean that's one of her first from the further
Yeah,
round.
she's been parring everything, and that's why she's only +2 for the tournament. She's shooting so solid.
Katrina taps in her par, and that's a really nice strong finish from Katrina for the round.
Yeah, she had a great day. Not much,
So Vanessa dropped a little bit from the lead. Katrina was, so hot in the front nine. It was hard to contend with her.
So many pars again from Valarie. Really clean again from Val and Vanessa. That's why they're shooting so hot.
And then Paige and Nicole Bradley, looks like they both jumped up from the second card. Good to see Nicole Bradley finishing well. It's awesome.
Amazing footage here from Jomez. Thank you guys so much for filming the ladies. We really appreciate it.
And thank you to Innova for for supporting the tournament. I'm Madison Walker.
And I'm Lisa Fajkus. Come back for round 3.